Suffering into truth. It seems a very profound topic, isn't it? What's that image emerging in your mind when you first saw it? We must suffer into truth. When I saw these words of wisdom in a Greek tragedy, I experienced an epiphany, a spiritual flash. What I visualized was a pious pilgrim on his way to the Holy Land. Under the scorching sun, he stumbled along in rags and tatters. Though exhausted, he bore a firm lead. That image was so uplifting and inspiring that I thought of myself. I consider my experience of struggling with myself a vivid example of suffering into truth. Here, I would like to interpret the word truth into an ultimate goal that I aim for. I am a person who gets nervous easily when speaking in front of lots of people, like delivering a speech or sharing my opinions in class. That obstacle bothers me a lot. Take during a presentation as an example. No matter how well prepared I am, I always leave out some important parts as if I didn't prepare well enough. The fact that I can't present my best in public is so discouraging. For me, it's not an easy thing to overcome. History repeats itself with regrets and pains. In my second year of high school, I recommended myself to represent my class to join an English impromptu speech contest. Since there was also another classmate who wanted to join that contest, we had to compete with each other. The teacher gave us a series of pictures, and we had to compose them into a complete story. However, after I said the first few lines, I became so nervous that I could do nothing but smile embarrassingly. Standing on the podium, I blushed, I sweat, I trembled. Undoubtedly, I lost the chance to represent the class to join the contest. I went back frustrated to my seat. Tears flew down my face. I remember that during the break, my friend came to me and said, "Come on, it's just a contest and there are still a lot, so why are you crying?" And I said, "It's not the contest that matters. I cried because I still couldn't get over my psychological barrier. I still lack the self-confidence that I tried so hard to cultivate." Once I believed that hard working conquered all, but gradually, even that faith I felt crumbled. That frustration and anxiety deepened, especially after I entered college. It's time for me to be responsible for myself. My future is on my own hands. Since I aspire to be an interpreter or a diplomat, public speaking is an indispensable skill I have to master. That's why I grab every chance to expose myself to a public speaking environment. I volunteered to be a spoken language interpreter in the Olympics, help with the special projects of the World Mother United Nations, joined a voluntary English camp in Thailand, and of course, joined Toastmasters. I recall my first speech in Toastmasters. It was a terrible experience. Once again, stage fright made me lose my lines. I got stammered and my mind went blank. Pairs of eyes were staring at me coldly. The tense atmosphere was suffocating. After my speech, by the way, I even forgot how I finished it. I went out of the meeting room secretly. It was dark and drizzling. I rode my bicycle on the Royal Palm Boulevard, Yelling Dadao, to let the chill, rain, and solitude calm me down. It was a tranquil night, but surges of self-blame overwhelmed me. I didn't remember when I cried. I didn't want to be so vulnerable and coward. Again and again, I challenged my limits and tried to make a breakthrough, but failed. I hadn't delivered any speech since then in my freshman year. The last semester, I disappeared from Toastmasters. It's not an embarrassing thing to take a leave, I told myself. A half-year's leave is not for significant change. As time passed by, my awareness of the importance of public speaking became stronger and stronger. That's why I came back to Toastmasters. I may well exclude myself from the public, but in the end, I still had to face myself. The passive self-escape can solve the problem. That's why I'm here. After presenting my self-struggling story in Unity, I feel relief. We must suffer into truth. These powerful words remind me to hold down whenever I am on the brink of giving up or breakdown. It's an everlasting battle, and I still have a long way to go. But I believe that as long as I persist, truth, my goal, will be reached one day. TNE.